cliff, right?
Yes. And as well as on the side of the river that you can
And
see.
how scalable is this cliff?
Well, we have to go through the waterfall, right?
Yeah. We're talking like easy climb or Cliffs of Insanity from the Princess Bride.
Like, we have to go there, right?
Roll perception. Actually, not perception. What do I want to roll for how scalable?
Perception.
Actually, yeah, from this distance, roll perception. Okay, cool. Perception's what I'd want you to do anyway. You can't really tell, honestly. You're not sure how sheer or rough the cliff face is from where you're at.
Okay, so
Just because if we go across the thing, we're met with this big thing and we got no way out.
What do we?
So what can we assume here? Behind the waterfall is a cave containing green dragon, correct?
Do we go that way, or do we go that way?
According to the kobold, behind the waterfall there is a cave, which he said that Galitaia lives in.
Because there's no way we're going into the waterfall just by going across the lake.
Yeah.
And
if we can avoid walking into the lair of a green dragon, I would prefer that.
Nah, let's go for it.
Yeah, but then we got a giant kobold village too.
It's either we go up, and we don't know which way leads to the Cobalt camp.
You do. You've been following the river the whole time. You keep going and following the river, and it will take you to the kobold camp. According to what the kobold told you. Which, you're pretty sure he was being honest, because of the spell.
Do you want me to go check out the cave? Because I just check to see if there's anything big in the water. I can at least look at the cave first.
Well,
That makes sense.
at this point, you're really the only one that could get up there easily.
Well, the cave is behind the waterfall, right?
Yes.
Oh, see, like when I was again, I am not ready today.
So this is
ready. I assume it's like the cave is like here. I thought the cave was like up here.
Water.
No, the cave is behind the waterfall.
Okay.
Look what I'm drawing.
Yeah, I see it.
What he did.
Okay.
So it's behind the waterfall at the bottom, not at the top.
You don't know precisely where. You just know
Oh god, it's
behind
a
the
cave,
waterfall.
John!
Well, maybe Zarn could go look.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cave Johnson. solid reference.
Yeah. So,
Make that dragon take the acid back!
if you were to buy, I say we send the water genasi.
I have a name.
The name.
I've killed a green dragon.
We send him to find the cave, and then just come back. If you see the cave, just come back, because you going ahead by yourself is like a whole band in itself, and you're going to give yourself away pretty quick.
What?
How about have the rogue go? The rogue while in his tribute.
Well, you have to go underwater? Well, not underwater, I guess.
80% water, or slightly more water than the rest of us. Like, I think if we're picking anybody, he's probably got the best chance of just pretending to be a puddle.
Wow, because I'm blue, I'm a puddle. Racist.
You're made of water!
Oh, so okay, so we all look like puddles then. Alright, racist.
A little?
Wow, and I walk into the water.
Do you have Wilfred on it, or did you hand him to me or somebody else?
You still have it. I took him back.
Okay.
Just angrily passed him off.
Yeah. Hold my bunny.
Okay, Zorn, you're back in the water. What you doing?
I'm gonna swim to... Well, I want to swim to, like, here first, and then see if I can figure out if the cave's anywhere close.
Okay, you stay near the surface, or what's the plan?
How deep is the lake since I was in it?
Deep. A couple hundred feet at the deepest point.
I'm gonna go to, like, maybe 20 feet below the waterline.
Okay. Still definitely light up here. You swim about 20 feet below until you get most of the way across. You can definitely see where you are underwater, the waterfall sort of crashing down near the sort of the sort of where the lake basically like ends, right? At the cliffside.
Is there space like underwater? Like there's like the white foam. I'm assuming from like where the waterfall's hitting. Is there space behind it that I can get under it and kind of poke my head up there?
You think there's probably some space there. It's not coming down like it's not like literally running down the cliff face.
Okay, I'd like to sneakily pop my head up, like just like to my eyes, and see if I can see anything above the
You're
water.
gonna swim around behind the waterfall.
I'm gonna try to go under the waterfall and come back up again.
Under it. Okay, so under where the water's sort of crashing. Okay.
Yes.
I got you. All right. That's fine. You swim under without too much difficulty, and then go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Oh, I am a puddle.
Wow.
Racist.
You come up behind the waterfall, and your head pops up. In front of you, you see cliff face.
Really?
As you look up, you think couple dozen feet above you there might be a cave. Go and make a perception check for me, please.
Only because you said please. Nice.
So yes, there's definitely a cave. It looks to be about 30 feet or so above the actual water line. This area of the cliff where you are is pretty sheen. Not sheen, that's not the word I'm looking for.
Sheer.
Sheer, yes, thank you. It's pretty sheer. It would, you'd need climbing tools at the very least to even have a chance of scaling this chunk. You do, however, see off to sort of your right, there seems to be a ledge of some sort. It's not great, it's not wide, and it might be a bit slick, but there's definitely a ledge that's leading down from the top of the cliffside to where you think the cave is.
So we'd have to go above and come down then, it looks like?
Possibly. At least in this area, the cliffside is certainly too sheer to scale.
Okay. I'm gonna swim back to the group.
Do you believe in life after love? Yeah. Okay. So you swim back to the group, despite my horrific singing. That was really bad. I'm sorry.
It was up there.
You just have a natural deep voice, Quads. You can't really
Yes,
hit
the falsetto wasn't working for me.
Yep.
So you swim back. Jean at this point has been gone for 25 or so minutes, just in the process of looking at the cliffside and just swimming in general. And he surfaces, comes back, and I assume relays all that information to the party?
Yes.
Cool.
So we gotta go above it when we come back down. Because the cave is not at the same level as the water. It's like 30 feet above it. And like we can try to climb it, but we need climbing equipment, and then that thing would hear us coming. So what do you guys think?
I don't know water. I know forest. I think at this point we take your list on this one.
Yeah, there's no way to go through the water. I mean, none of us have climbing equipment, right? And even if we did, you'd have to swim across with the climbing equipment, then set it all up, then climb 30 feet straight up on a rock wall that is pretty steep, pretty like smooth.
I mean, I've done some rock climbing. I've had to quite a few times. Don't like doing it, but
yeah. So the other option we could go. I'm assuming we have to go probably through the Kobold Village to get up on top of that cliff, and then come down, because there's a way down from the cliff to the cave.
So essentially, we have no choice
Let's
but
send
to.
Lauren in his cape. Fly up.
It's not fly. It's just levitate. It only goes 30 feet up.
So what you're saying is that we have to go through the kobold to get there.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we have to get up to that cliff, and I'm assuming we probably have to go through the Kobold Village to get up to there. I don't know. Is that what I gained from the Kobold's directions?
You know that there's a bridge near the Kobold settlement. You don't know precisely what that means in terms of, like, you don't know how near is. You don't know, you don't know if that's necessarily the only way across or even the only bridge.
Okay.
Now, just for my head to wrap it around everything.
Mm-hmm.
How did we get to where we are? Did we come this way or did we go this way?
You were walking neither. You came.
This way.
Yes. What he just drew.
Ooh.
Oh.
Well, what we could do...
Keep that one there, because that's where we are.
Couldn't we go... If I remember, when we came on our way up, both banks were even, so if we go back, we can cross the river and then go up the cliff. I think.
But do we have an easy way to actually go from the cliff into it?
Yeah, there's like a ladder system down of like ledges.
You saw basically like some ledges, like a ridge thing on this side of the waterfall.
Yeah, I mean it'll be slippery probably because it's water, but it's better than like having to climb up like a sheer rock face.
We can do that. Backtrack a little bit to kind of like go up the steep part.
Well, I just think it might be a good idea to maybe scout ahead a little bit to see where this kobold camp is situated.
I mean, if you guys want to check the Kobold Village, we can do that because they're this way, right?
I'm not saying go through it, but it might be a nice idea to know how far it is away. What could come
Garrett
at
looks
us.
over to Mal and says, "What do you think? Think we could do that? 4 pairs of eyes are better than 2."
True enough.
Garrick hands fluffing on her back to Zarn with one little scratch of an ear, and then grabs, takes Mel's hand and starts walking in that direction stealthily.
Okay. So you guys walk for a ways quietly, making your way from tree to tree without too much issue. You walk up that way for about half an hour. You don't see any sign of a settlement nearby. You're not sure how far away from the area from the lake the settlement actually is.
So how far are we going to go before we turn back?
I feel like we should go as far as we can. Because,
Alright.
I mean, like, backtracking isn't that big of a deal, but if we have an easier way to get up there, we should probably see if we can take it.
So forward then?
Forward we go.
So the two of you are continuing to move forward?
Yep.
Okay, how long are you going to walk in this direction?
Maybe another, like, 10 minutes? If need be, 10 minutes?
You walk for about 10 more minutes, no change. Though you do notice that at this point, the river is now a little bit below you. This side of the river has started to also